Hmm. Okay, so we are live and we are getting ready to do what? Goodness, share the screen. So let me just go to Zoom first. I need to find Zoom. And here we are. Now we have to share the screen. And here we are sharing the screen. Now we are going to, as we are live on YouTube, have a little conversation in regards to reporting requirements in September of 2021, as this is 2024. We're moving towards September. Not quite there yet, but we're going to discuss all of this as it is just a basic discussion. So go here. We got here. I'm gonna get to this one and then gonna go here. Something. It's not, I'll read it myself. I don't have to have that level of whatever, but we could select all. And here we go, because I know there's just a little interference. It happens sometimes. It doesn't want to act like it's supposed to. But let's begin the conversation, shall we?
One Commission on School Funding September 17, 2021 Pupil-Centered Funding Plan Reporting 2, Review of Statutory Reporting Requirements altered by the Pupil-Centered Funding Plan, Review of Current Reporting Requirements as presented by WestEd during December 2019 Commission Meeting, discussion on additional statutory and reporting requirements that need to be analyzed. Presentation Agenda 3 NRS 387.206 and NRS 387.207. The requirement to report expenditures associated with the purchase of books, computer, hardware, and software for each grade level is altered from a requirement to a recommendation, and the request for a waiver, and the accounting for those that receive a waiver, have also been eliminated pursuant to NRS 387.2065 and .2067. Revised Reporting Requirement 4, NRS 387.193, Appropriation of Money in the State Supplemental Support Account and the Annual Accounting, NRS 387.197, the levy of a voter-approved county tax for enhancing safety and security of public schools, and the associated annual report, NRS 387.139. Public schools receiving EL funds report using achievement and performance targets prescribed by the department to measure effectiveness in providing services. Repealed Reporting Requirements 5 NRS 387.12468. 4. By October 1st of each year, each public school shall create a report that includes a description of the personnel employed and services provided during the immediately preceding school year and any changes the school anticipates making during the current school year. New reporting requirements. 6 Black small square. Each grade level at which the public school enrolls pupils. Black small square. The number of pupils attending the public school. Black small square. The average class size at the public school. Black small square. The number of persons employed by the public school to provide instruction, support to pupils, administrative support and other personnel including, without limitation, the number of employees in any subgroup of each type or classification of personnel as prescribed by the department. Black small square. The professional development provided to each teacher at the public school. Black small square. The total amount of money received by the public school adjusted base per pupil funding, divided by the number of pupils enrolled in the public school and expressed as a per pupil amount. October 1st Report Requirement 7 Black small square. The amount of money spent per pupil for supplies, materials, equipment and textbooks. Black small square. The amount of money received by the public school as weighted funding for each category of pupils supported by weighted funding, divided by the number of pupils enrolled in the public school who are identified in the appropriate category and expressed as a per pupil amount for each category. Black small square. The amount of money received by the public school as weighted funding for each category of pupils supported by weighted funding, divided by the number of pupils enrolled in the public school who are identified in the appropriate category and expressed as a per pupil amount for each category. Black small square. For each category of pupils for which the public school receives any additional funding, including, without limitation, pupils with disabilities, pupils who are English learners, At-risk pupils and gifted and talented pupils. Black small square. The number of pupils in each category who attend the public school. And black small square. The number of persons employed to provide instruction, support to pupils, administrative support and other personnel employed by the public school and dedicated to providing services to each category or subcategory of pupils, including, without limitation, any subgroup of each kind of personnel prescribed by the department black small square. The total amount of money received to support the operations of the public school, divided by the number of pupils enrolled in the public school and expressed as a per pupil amount. October 1st report requirements continued 8 reporting requirement due date statute. S. Proposed expenditures for current year 11/1 NRS 387.303 NRS 388A, 345 NRS 388C. 250 per pupil funding 10/1 NRS 387.12468 per pupil funding by weighted category 10/1 NRS 387.12468 current reporting requirements. Budget 9 reporting requirement due date statute. S. Expenditures for current year 11/1 NRS 387.303 NRS 388A, 345 NRS 388C. 250 amount paid for health insurance 11/1 NRS 387.303, NRS 388A, 345 amount paid for supplemental duties 11/1 NRS 387.303 NRS 388A, 345 written explanation of cause of decline if ending general fund balance of a district has declined for 3 consecutive years. As needed NRS 387.3045 current reporting requirements. Expenditures 10 reporting requirement due date statute. S. Number of licensed and non-licensed full and part. Time positions separated by fund in current and previous year 11/1 NRS 387.303 NRS 388A. 345 designated assignment of employees annually NRS 391.120. Number of staff paid 11/1 NRS 387.303 number of persons employed, including subcategories 10/1 NRS 387.12468 description of personnel in previous year 10/1 NRS 387.12468 anticipated changes to personnel in the following year 10/1 NRS 387.12468 number of staff dedicated to services for each subcategory of students. 10/1 NRS 387.12468 current reporting requirements. Personnel 11 reporting requirement due date statute. S. Salaries of licensed non-licensed full and part-time positions categorized by position. By fund in this an. Previous year 11/1 NRS 387.303 NRS 388A. 345 amount of salary of each licensed employee during the year annually NRS 391.120 schedule of salaries for licenses employees and explanation of negotiations 11/1 NRS 387.303 NRS 388A. 345 number of employees whose salary increased pursuant to NRS 391.161.163 11/1 NRS 387.303 rates for fringe benefits, excluding health insurance for licensed employees 11/1 NRS 387.303 NRS 388A. 345 number of employees paid for supplemental duties 11/1 NRS 387.303 NRS 388A. 345 number of employees eligible for health insurance 11/1 NRS 387.303 NRS 388A. 345 current reporting requirements. Compensation 12 reporting requirement due date statute. S. Average daily enrollment October, January, April, and July NRS 387.1223 pupil count 10/1 NRS 387.1223 students enrolled in school district annual data reported pursuant to measure the effectiveness of the plan by each school district to reduce pupil teacher ration under NRS 388.720 October, January, April, and July NRS 387.304. Number of students in each subcategory is set forth under S 9/30 SE Section 1111. Age 1, C, X, Age 2, C. Pupils that receive free and/or reduced-priced breakfast or lunch 9/30 SE Section 1111, Age 1, C, X, Age 2, C. Number of students in weighted categories 10/1 NRS 387.12468 Percentage of students with learning plans 9/30 SE Section 1111, Age 1, C, X, Age 2, C. Current reporting requirements. Demographics 13 Reporting requirement due date statute. S. Overall performance rating of the employee under the statewide performance evaluation system, and the criteria for making the designation 9/30 NRS 391.120 Professional development provided 10/1 NRS 387.12468 Current reporting requirements. Personnel performance 14 Reporting requirement due date statute. S. Records and Inventory Control 2/1 NAC 387.710 Capital Improvements owned, leased, or operated by charter or university schools 2/1 NAC 387.710 Per pupil expenditure for supplies, materials, equipment, and textbooks 11/1 NRS 387.206 Equitable distribution of teachers, and Resource Plan 9/30 SE Section 1111, Age 1, C, X, Age 2, C. Current reporting requirements. Resources 15 Reporting requirement due date statute. S. Description of services provided in the previous year 10/1 NRS 387.12468 Anticipated changes to services in the following year 10/1 NRS 387.12468 Career and Technical Education 9/30 SE Section 1111, Age 1, C, X, Age 2, C. Curriculum 9/30 SE Section 1111, Age 1, C, X, Age 2, C. Remedial and Special Programs 9/30 SE Section 1111, Age 1, C, X, Age 2, C. District Communication and Parental Involvement 9/30 SE Section 1111, Age 1, C, X, Age 2, C. Progress of Charter in Achieving its Mission 11/1 NRS 388A. 345 Average class size 10/1 NRS 387.12468 Current reporting requirements. Participation 16. The Commission on School Funding may wish to identify other areas of statute that may require review, based on the implementation of the pupil-centered funding plan. Next step.
Mhm. Isn't that amazing? And you ain't see no pupil-centered funding plans, because I don't think they exist. But the mere fact that, I know what that's supposed to look like, and it's not looking like what it should look like. Let's stop the share. This was done all the way back in September 2017. Now, I want to share something else, so I'm going to go over here and go to my downloads and share this right here. Is it reporting? No, it's this one. Okay. Believe it or not, let's just select some of this text here and begin to read, because this is how they're providing support for y'all's children, not mine.
The Center for Educational Excellence, CEEI, 9 Statewide Council for the Coordination of the Regional Professional Development Programs Dr. Jeff Gies, Executive Director Dr. Greta P.I., Deputy Director the Center for Educational Excellence, CEEI, 9 Theme, Educational Leadership for 2024 to 2025, The Leader in Me. The focus for the 2024 to 2025 CEI 9 is structured using the research via Stephen Covey on the 7 habits of effective educational leaders. The CEI 9 session topics will focus primarily on the best practices established by Stephen Covey regarding the habits and traits of effective leaders to enhance a culture that will optimize student growth, social emotional learning, and academic knowledge. The focus will also be on workplace culture to increase student achievement. Dates: October 12, 2024 to February 12, 2025 90 hours. Participants will attend 25 sessions and receive 6 contact units. The Center for Educational Excellence Institute, CEEI. 9. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Leaders. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. Think win-win. Synergize. Seek first to understand. Sharpen the saw. Finding your voice. 8th habit. Topics at a glance. The leader in me adapting and responding to crisis. Maintaining integrity, awareness, and understanding of school safety, culture, and climate. Using the 7 habits. Impact of the 7 habits via inequity. Mindset. Psychological safety through the 7 habits. Team building through the 7 habits. The leader in me. Building your leadership pipeline. Tips to drive powerful conversations. Role of school district superintendents and the 7 habits. Student achievement. The impact of the 7 habits. Topics at a glance. The leader in me. Aligned systems. Part 1 and 2. Using the 7 habits. Part 1 and 2. Educational equity and the 7 habits. Enhancing your self-awareness as a leader. Family and school partnerships through the 7 habits. Mindfulness and mental well-being. Educators and students. Recruiting, hiring, and retaining staff. Seeking to understanding students. Panel discussion with students. The leader in me. Finding your voice to inspire others. Habit 8. Transforming schools through the use of the 7 habits. Why it matters for the 21st century leader. Panel discussion. Expected learning outcomes. Participants will, apply the lessons and course content to teaching and leadership practices. Connect the coursework to their own work and life. Incorporate key concepts and personal reflections from the CEI 9 sessions. Identify behaviors and beliefs to enhance excellence in equity, model key essential leadership traits, specific behaviors, mindsets, and practices to elevate educational equity. By the end of this institute, participants will have the tools and knowledge needed to foster student learning and growth, improve educators' instructional and leadership practice. The focus for the CEI 9 is in alignment with the Nevada Leadership Standards. Key takeaway and outcomes. Identify the learning practicing to enhance culture and climate. Navigate the challenge of the educational system to support students in their growth and development. Disseminate research-based knowledge related to effective educational leadership behaviors and skills. Nevada Standard. Creating and sustaining focus on learning. Creating and sustaining a culture of continuous improvement. Engage in development and continuous improvement. Vision to support student learning, self-reflection, and professional growth. Professional obligations. The Center for Educational Excellence Institute, CEEI. 9 sessions are synchronous. All sessions are virtual. 2024 to 2025 NASA CEEI 9 sessions scheduled Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday sessions 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Saturday sessions 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. All times are Pacific Daylight Time. 2024 October SAT, OCT 12 WED, OCT 16 Thursday, OCT 17 WED, OCT 23 Tuesday, OCT November 29 Tuesday, NOV 5 WED, NOV 6 Tuesday, NOV 12 WED, NOV 13 SAT, NOV 16 Tuesday, NOV 19 WED, NOV 20 SAT, NOV 23 2025 January Tuesday, January 7th Wednesday, January 8th Tuesday, January 14th Wednesday, January 15th Tuesday, January 21st Wednesday, January 22nd Saturday, January 25th Wednesday, January 29th February SAT, February 1st Saturday, February 4th Tuesday, February 11th Wednesday, February 12th 26 Facilitators of Learning. Presenters A.J. Adams, Bob Girai, Kevin McPartland, Dr. Rose Owens West, Dr. John Anzalone, Dr. Peter Gorman, Dr. Shante Porter, Jackie Wyatt, Dr. Debbie Brockett, Scott Hensley, Dr. Zachary Robbins, Dr. Cynthia Glover, Woods, Sean Buchanan, Jeffrey Hernandez, Dr. Samuel Scavella, Tony York, Dr. Tyrone Burton, Kent Julian, Dr. Summer Stevens, Dr. Tiffany Young, Tracy Fisher, Adam Lane, Baron Stringer, Heidi Gavrils, Robert Mars, Dr. Jesse Welsh. Session presenters National Leaders in Education and Business, Nevada Association of School Administrators, Board Members, Nevada Department of Education, Office for a Safe and Respectful Learning Environment, State, District, School Leaders. Keynote speakers, NV State and School District Superintendent, non-grant funded, Joan Ebert, Nevada State Superintendent of Instruction, Dr. Brenda Larson Mitchell, Interim Superintendent, Clark County School District Facilitators of Learning, School District Superintendents, Dr. John Anzalone, Superintendent, Camas School District, Washington, Dr. Debbie Brockett, Superintendent, McMinnville School District. Oregon, Sean Buchanan, Superintendent, Springer Public Schools. Oklahoma, Dr. Zachary Robbins, Superintendent, Marysville School District. Washington, Facilitators of Learning National Presenters, Dr. Peter Gorman, CEO, Peter Gorman Leadership Associates, former Superintendent, Charlotte Mecklenburg School District. NC and Tustin Unified School District. CA Jeffrey Hernandez, CEO and founder, National Academic Educational Partners, former Regional Administrative Director for Curriculum and Instruction, Miami-Dade School District. Kent Julian, CEO and founder, Live It Forward Nationally Certified Presenter. Trish Tubman, Certified Mindfulness Educator and Speaker. Facilitators of Learning National Presenters, Bill De La Cruz, Belonging and Inclusion Facilitator Chair, McGraw-Hill Publishing DEI Advisory Team, and author. Finding the Origination Point, Dr. Rose Owens, West Director, Western Education Equity Assistance Center. Facilitators of Learning, City of Las Vegas, Tony York, Retired School District Police Officer Director, Academica School Safety, Dr. Tammy Malich, Director, Youth Development and Social Initiatives, City of Las Vegas, CEI 9 Session Leaders, Ross and Richards, Director, College, Career, Equity, and School Choice Unit President-elect, Nevada Central Office Association. Wanda Washington, Recruiting Projects Coordinator, Washoe County School District. 2024 to 2025 fiscal year. Request for proposal, operating expenses, educational consultants, CEI 9 virtual sessions, $48,900. Session leaders, CEI 9 virtual sessions, $1,100. Total request for CEI 9 virtual sessions, $50,000. Total budget request for 2024 to 2025, $50,000.
Well, y'all didn't heard how they plan on providing services for the people. I got to share one more. Where am I? Downloads. That's right. We have to go to downloads, and we're going to have to go to this one. No, we did that one. I think that's all we have to share for right now. I'm just concerned until we get a seat at the table, we can't talk about outcomes, and we certainly can't talk about what they plan on giving to us, because all those book deals and all of that money is certainly not helping us, because we're down on the willful defiance issue, and we don't know anything about the harbor or the haven and the number of children who look like us who are running through that program. So until we meet again, we will say, when I get my avatar working, I will be scrolling over here, but I've got to figure out how to sign in first. Y'all have a blessed day.